Hey, my name is Bryce Tubbs. So I made this video to answer the question like how to grow my accounting firm and what are like the best marketing tactics for like a CPA firm or an accounting firm or even a bookkeeping practice. Now, the number one thing that I always like to do is you have to start taking inventory of who do you already know. So for me, for example, when I was first getting started, some of my first clients actually came from like referrals. And when I say referrals, it wasn't like, it was just on a silver platter. I had to go through my network and say, okay, well, who already owns a business? And then I was asking them like, do you want some help? And most of the people said they didn't want any help right now because they already had a CPA, they already had someone doing the work, and it was very, very hard. So what I ended up doing was like, after they would say like, no, I don't know anybody, or no, I don't need help, I would say, well, do you know anyone else who does? And then oftentimes they would give me like a name, or they would just give me an idea of where to go next or where to try and look. And I had to build my business from scratch like that. Now, if you want some help going and growing your accounting, your bookkeeping business, and you want some help from someone who's been where you're at, I've ran my firm for about 7 years right now, and we've taken it to multiple six-figure level. So if you want some help being able to do that, I do have a mentorship program where I show people how to go from 0 to 10, and then from 10 to 20, and then 20 to 50. So if you want some help and you're inside of those ranges, I would love to be able to speak with you to see if I can help you out. In order to do that, you need to go and book a call on my calendar so I can set aside about 45 minutes and I can really diagnose your situation, see where you're at right now, and see like what are the things that you need to do in order to go and reach the goal that you tell me that you want to reach. And if it makes sense, we can even work together long term inside of the Six Figure Firms mentorship program. So if you want some help, go ahead and click on the link and book the call, and I'll see you there. But back to what we're talking about. So how to grow my accounting firm. So the number one thing is first you have to do it in kind of rounds. Okay, so rounds of your sphere of influence. So in the small circle, right in the middle is you. So you're always starting with you. The next circle out there is your friends and family. So I'd be first looking at like which friends and family members actually own a business, and those are the first people we're going to. I would strike up a conversation, probably say long time no speak. I would even see if I could either take them out to lunch, take them out to dinner, whatever I had to do in order to kind of get an audience with them and get their full attention. And then from there, like if you have a conversation, the vibes are good, they actually need some help, then you just ask them if they want some help. Right. And then from there, what you can do is once you start getting some clients, you can start going on LinkedIn and actually looking at who are their friends that own a business and keep doing that same exact process over and over and over again. Now, most people are looking for like really, really advanced marketing tactics and marketing opportunities. But generally what we find is that the faster way is to be able to do more of a relationship style of marketing. For example, one of my students, his name is Mike. He's going to be about 50 grand a month, probably in the next like 2 to 3 months, right? But with him, like we haven't even started going to strangers yet. Everything that's coming to him is from like either past clients or referrals from past clients, or really using other people's networks and really expanding his sphere of influence very systematically. And what that's gone from, like he was starting at like $15,000 a month. So the first thing we had to do for him, he's inside of the mastermind program. That's where we take people who are already at $15,000 a month and they're looking to get more like between $25,000 to $50,000 a month. That's kind of the zone and the container we put them in. But he was doing about $15,000 a month, and he just had a lot of opportunities that he didn't even know that he had available to him. And it wasn't until we started systematically looking at his network and looking at like who are the friends of friends, who are the friends of the friends of the friends, and the third degree of separation from those people, that it was very easy for him to start really making those connections and start growing his business. Now, once you start doing that, oftentimes people will find that they have probably between $30,000 to $100,000 sitting in their existing network, depending on how friendly or how outgoing they've been in their life. Now, if you're a person and you were in the fraternity in school, if you did the organizations, if you whatever, sat on boards, like if you've been more outgoing and you've been having fun in your life and you've been talking to people, it's generally easier for you to utilize this method. If you haven't been, as outgoing, or if you've been a person who's more of like you go to work, do your work, then go home and never talk to anybody, you are going to have to start really building those relationships from scratch. And that's where I would go look more into like social media, like a LinkedIn or like a Facebook, and even start learning how to go and build referral partnerships with someone who is more outgoing. So there are certain people who are called like like connectors. Like their personality is that they just want to build relationships. They want to talk to people. They love people. And if you're like not a very outgoing person and you can go and build a relationship with someone who is an outgoing connector type, they'll start sending the leads to you. Now, the challenge here is that most people are going about this wrong. Like if you come at someone who was like taker mentality and you're not really trying to be a person that helps them out or like any benefit to them, they're generally going to ignore you. So you have to learn how to approach them correctly. For example, I showed Melissa Hearn how to do this, and when she was getting started, like she had been one of those people where it's like, she spent most of her life like going into work, doing the work, coming home, spending time with their kids, then watching TV for a few hours, and then going to sleep. Just rinse and repeat, kind of like just in this like vicious cycle of like some people call it the rat race, some people call it the Matrix, like the movie. And it was just kind of very repetitive. So when she was trying to grow her business, she was having trouble really, really growing fast. So that's when we met and we connected. Now the plan that me and her set up was we wanted to make sure that she could grow her business while still being able to work her job and still being able to be there for her kids, because her children were starting to get a little bit older and they were having more activities after school. Now, most people like they wouldn't be able to do that because they feel like they have to sacrifice. But if you know how to go and grow your business correctly, then you know that you don't really need to spend 4 hours, 5 hours every single day doing marketing and sales, right? If you know how to build those partnerships correctly, you can do less marketing than 99% of other people, and the leads are still coming in. Now, that does assume that you have to be moderately good at sales. And every time I work with someone, I give them like a sales flow to make sure they're closing between 50 to 80% of the people I speak to on their consultation. But you do have to start putting in the work with building those referral partnerships. So for her specifically, she got one referral partner who was extremely outgoing, just knew every person inside of the local area. And that person immediately within 2 weeks of them knowing each other, referred her 11 consultations. A consultation just means you're sitting in front of someone, and you're basically just educating them on how your service can help them, and then giving them like a price quote at the end and seeing if they want to move forward. She had 11 of those people. And out of those 11, 6 of those people ended up signing up with her for anywhere between $500 to about $750 per month. And it was very, very simple. And then she got another big client from a referral. And this client needed about $6,000 per month worth of work. And it all came from like one referral relationship because she connected with a connector. And even nowadays, like we're in the middle of tax season, or beginning of tax season, as we're filming this video, but she just kept like getting a flow, and she's still getting leads from that same relationship. So all she basically does for marketing nowadays, and like we've showed her how to outsource and subcontract some of the work. So she's been subcontracting some of the work to other students inside of my mentorship program, so that she can further scale while still working her full-time job, running her business, and still having time for her children. So essentially all she basically does is, number one, she just builds more referral partnerships. Two, she does inbound sales calls, meaning the person calls her because it's a referral. Then she tries to set up a consultation. They speak for about 45 minutes where she tells them about her service and like the pricing. And then after they sign on, she just subcontracts it to someone else inside of my program. So it's effectively, she's at about, I think it's about anywhere between $8,500 to about $9,000 per month, while still working a full-time job and being able to spend, 2 to 3 hours per day with her children and being able to actually go to the gym. So it's like this ultimate kind of like just time freedom business that she's been developing because she had the foresight to, one, get help from someone like myself who's been where she's trying to go, and also being really flexible and just open to having referral partners, and just understanding that, maybe her core skill is not necessarily marketing or building relationships, but she understood that you can go and tap into other people's networks. And it makes it very easy for you to kind of grow your firm that way. And I always encourage people to do that. It's very, very easy and kind of very smooth. And as well as like a fringe benefit for like the students inside of my program, especially the newer ones who are just getting started, other bigger students inside the game who have been inside the program for a little bit longer, generally they're getting so much work that they're starting to get overwhelmed in some cases. So if you're inside the program and you're actually building those friends, they can become your connectors because they have the leads, and then they refer people to you, or they just subcontract out work to you, which is like kind of a cool fringe benefit. Some people ask like, what's my guarantee this thing's going to work? I'm like, well, I mean, we have other people inside the program that can automatically give you work if they like you. So it's like you're gonna make money. It's just a matter of how much money and how fast and how quickly you're gonna make it. And that's always a really, really fun kind of thing to watch unfold. Now, if you want some help, like growing your business, and either you're just thinking about getting started or you're already trying to get started, but things just aren't going quite the way that you want. Maybe you have a job you don't like and you're trying to start your business, but there's a lot of like just kind of confusing things that are stopping you from starting your business, or you're already trying to start your business. Maybe you're finding a little bit of success. Maybe you're doing moderately well, but you want to get to that next level and you don't really know what you don't know. Go ahead and click on the link inside the description either above or below the video. I'd love to see if I can help you out. I'd love to see if I can speak some areas of advice and just awareness that maybe you don't have yet. And then if it makes sense, like we can work together long term inside of the Six Figure Firms mentorship program. If that's something you're interested in, you want to just learn more, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if I can help you. At the very least, even if I can't help you and I don't think it's going to be a good fit, you're going to have a complete game plan to know exactly what you need to do to go and grow your business to reach your goal. And I'll at least point you in the right direction for extra resources for you to be able to move forward with your career. So I'll see you on the call if that's you. If you're not quite ready for the call and you want to just get a little bit more familiar with me, or there's just some things that are kind of holding you back, go ahead and just keep watching these videos. I'd love to stay in contact. I'd love to see if I can give you some value in advance. And then when you're, built a little bit more trust or whatever you're going through is kind of resolved, then we can work together. So no harm, no foul. And I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you inside the next video. Have a great day.